Hey everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is the Way West Stand, and we're joined as always by Rhett Conway. Rhett, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Brian.
Glad to hear it. Despite the 1-0 loss to Man City in the fourth round of the FA Cup, what happened here?
Uh, Honestly, it was one of those matches. It was very cagey. It seemed like no one really knew exactly what they wanted to do. No one was pressing. Both sides came out with pretty much their normal attack, and then a very rotated squad at the defense. I would argue that Arsenal rotated a little bit more, but that's it's always easy for Man City to rotate. They have the depth to do that with. Uh, But a front line for Man City of Grealish, Gundogan, excuse me, Kevin De Bruyne, Mahrez, and Holland, and zero point 0.5 expected goals. That was very, very good by a defense of ours that was completely rotated, apart from Big Gabby. Big Gabby played. Everyone else was not in the starting 11 on our defense. I was very happy with the way we played. Um, Man City probably did deserve to win. I think that that's absolutely fine. But when you look at where Arsenal is right now, it's twofold. One, it's the FA Cup, and we want to win the FA Cup. Of course we do. But that's more matches. Like I think it'd be 5 or 6 more matches that we would have to play if we were to win the FA Cup. That's more legs on a squad that everyone keeps saying isn't deep enough, isn't deep enough. So not having those extra games, I'm actually okay with. And then secondly, for our rotated defense to hold them to be that quiet at the Etihad, yeah, it's a loss, and yeah, it would have been great to win. But starting to feel some confidence. I'm not that scared of Man City anymore, and that's very
That's
nice.
good. Yeah, because a couple weeks from now, actually exactly 2 weeks from today, February the 1st, when we're recording, going to play them for real, as you said before we started recording. Not that the
Yeah,
FA
I
Cup
mean,
isn't over.
obviously, yeah, the FA Cup's for real, but right now that is going to be a huge match at the Emirates. And if Arsenal win that match, we have to be favorites to win the
Mhm.
league at that point. People have been talking about, oh, how long is Arsenal going to hold on? Well, when do we going to start calling them title challengers? I think now we're title challengers. We beat Man City at home in 2 weeks. That makes us favorites. Full stop.
Definitely. And let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Everton this Saturday, 7:30, bright and early for us. How are you feeling about this matchup?
So Everton, on paper, we should run over them, and I really hope that we do. However, we've lost our last 4 trips to Goodison Park. It's inexplicable. We should not have lost last year. Last year's loss was inexplicable. This Everton team's gonna have a brand new coach in Sean Dyche. They got him, old Burnley manager. Um, so I'm a little worried about the whole Everton of it all. I'm a little worried about the new manager bounce. However, we're just coming off a loss, and there's nothing quite like a loss to galvanize a team.
Yeah,
So,
very true.
I mean, honestly, my heart says 4-0. My head says probably 3-0.
Okay.
My stomach says somehow we're going to find a way to bungle it, but
Mhm.
we're not that team anymore. We'll be all right.
All right. So, are you going to be at the beer garden there
No,
for the camaraderie?
I'm gonna have to miss this one. This one
Okay.
we're gonna
All
be
right.
out.
What's the next one that you're going to be there to give a little plug?
Gonna be at the Brentford one, no doubt.
Brentford. That
No
is
doubt.
Saturday
Definitely
the
be at the Man
11th,
City
10
one.
a.m.
Yep,
And
yep.
plus 10 a.m. A little more socially acceptable to be drinking beer, right? At
Oh yeah,
7:30.
yeah. Hopefully we'll have some exciting news to share on the 11th.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Well, speaking of news, any transfer news?
Yeah, yeah, lots of transfer news. So Arsenal had a couple of their top picks. We had been going after Mudryk forever and ever and ever. It seemed like this horrible will they won't they romance that just never freaking ended. Um, Chelsea was willing to pay a higher number than us. It was really that simple. So instead of getting Mudryk, we got Trossard. Um, really shrewd bit of business. It happened in 24 hours from when it was first, oh, maybe we're interested in this guy, to he's in an Arsenal shirt. Uh, He's 28. He cost 27 million. Mudryk's 22, and he cost 80 million. Mudryk definitely has a higher ceiling. He's got more years. Look at all these things he's gonna be able to do. However, right now, I think Trossard does a better job for us for this season and the next couple seasons. I have no idea what Mudryk's going to be like in a year, but right now, Trossard is PL proven. He looked great in that Manchester United match. He looked phenomenal. He looked good against City. I think he's a very good pickup. He wasn't our first, but the guy that we pivoted to was great. Um, then we picked up a young Polish defender called Kivior. Uh, I think, yeah, Arteta's been on him for a while. I do not watch a ton of Serie A. He was playing for Spezia Calcio, I believe. Cost 25 million. They love him. We need Rob Holding coverage. I don't like that our third choice center back is Rob Holding. That's not. I love Rob. He's a gunner. He loves it here, but I would like to have a little bit more depth, and this is something that Kivior could improve into. Be very good. And then the last little bit is Jorginho. What a steal this is. A lot of Arsenal fans don't like him and don't like this. I think they're out of their minds. I think he is exactly what we needed. And it was a lot like Mudryk. We wanted Sasado from Brighton, and Brighton was just not willing to sell. This full stop. We're not going to do it. We bumped up our bids a couple times. They're like, no, we're not having any of this. So we pivoted to Jorginho. Yes, he's older, but he cost 12 million. We gave him a 1.5-year contract with an option for another year on the end of it. He has better stats than Partey does in this current season in this dysfunctional Chelsea team that you never know what you're going to get. And Arteta has been in love with him for years. There's interviews going back to 2019 talking about how he tried desperately to get Jorginho at Man City before Chelsea picked him up. So I think he's going to be great. Our biggest problem was that number 6 role, that center defensive mid. I think Jorginho plugs it. Yes, he doesn't have the pace, but he also is one of those guys. He has more interceptions than Partey does, and the big reasons why is because you don't need the pace if you're already going to be standing where you need to be. And on top of that, we have pace for days around him. I think he's going to fit in wonderfully. And I think of the top 4, Arsenal had the best window. Newcastle got Gordon, and that was good. Man City got rid of Cancelo, and that was it. And United just lost Eriksson until May, and they had to get a couple loans in, but nothing that strengthens the team going forward. I'm very happy with this window. It's also a January window. Yeah, if we had 2 months over the summer and this is what we picked up, I would be a little bit frustrated. But to be able to strengthen yourself in the middle like this, and the prices that we paid for people, just absolutely amazing. It's exactly what it's what we needed to do because we want to go get rice in the summer, and I'm very happy with it.
Awesome. All right. So, as everyone knows, Swinging at Shins premieres same day as this on the Swinging at Shins channel. Top link in the description down below. Tee it up, Rhett. What are you guys covering this week?
It's got a lot of transfer news. A lot of transfer news. Chelsea just spent $611 million since. Oh, sorry, million euros since Todd Bowley took over in the summer.
Right.
They dropped 120 million on Enzo Fernandez on deadline day. Gonna go into more of Aaron's thoughts on the FA Cup. Talk about the EFL Cup. The final has been set. It is Newcastle United versus Manchester United. And then, kind of looking ahead, what we're looking for, what's going on. Liverpool didn't seem to strengthen. Man City didn't strengthen. Chelsea didn't do the one thing they needed to do. We're going to talk about all this stuff. So make sure you head over to Swinging at Shins. Watch the podcast.
Yes, please do. And other than that, is there anything you want to plug going forward?
No, I think I'm all set.
Awesome. So you can follow me on Twitter at @TheFakeMartins. Our channel is on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport. It's on Instagram at Wicked Good Sports, and also on TikTok at Wicked Good Sports. And we're obviously on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything. So now Wicked Good Sports. Maybe one day we have some plans going. But check that. Check all those out. Check out our podcasting channel, Better Radio, for our latest podcast on The Last of Us. If you're into TV other than sports. And other than that, Rhett, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brad.
We'll see you all in the next one.